everyone, I am Akshay Zadav and I welcome you all to my third video lecture on basic concepts of thermodynamics. In today's lecture, I am going to cover some of the very important properties of thermodynamic systems like intensive properties and extensive properties. Before switching over to the actual concept, I would like to recall some of the things from our previous lecture. In our previous lecture, we have seen what is the meaning of system, what are the types of thermodynamic systems, what is the meaning of boundary, surrounding and universe. A system is a region in space which contains matter in it and where some thermodynamic processes carried out. Now, what is thermodynamic process? In a heat engine, due to the combustion of the air-fuel mixture, when the piston moves from top dead center to bottom dead center, then it is termed as a thermodynamic process because a system changing its state from TDC to BDC or state 1 from state 2. Right. Next is types of thermodynamic system. There are basically three types of thermodynamic systems are there: open thermodynamic system, closed thermodynamic system and isolated system. In open thermodynamic system, there is both mass and energy transfer takes place across the boundary of the system. Whereas in closed thermodynamic system, there is only energy transfer takes place across the boundary of the system. In isolated system, neither energy transfer takes place nor mass transfer takes place across the boundary of the system. Boundary is one which covers the system and which separates the system from the surrounding. Everything external to the system is termed as surrounding and entire together is termed as what? Universe. Now let us begin with the today's concept, that is properties of thermodynamic system. Matter. Matter is anything which has mass and which has the capacity to occupy what? Space. Matter may be present in any state. It may be present in a solid state, liquid, gas, or even it may be present in a state of plasma. Matter has some of the properties which are called as what? Characteristics. For example, when a matter present in a state of liquid, we can say it is as a water. Water possesses some of the properties like boiling point and freezing point. Similarly, thermodynamic system possesses some of the properties and those are classified into two categories. One is intensive property and extensive property. One is intensive and another is extensive. Intensive properties are those properties which are independent of the amount of matter present in a system. So they are independent of the amount of matter. What it means? Now, I would like to take some of the examples. First one, I would like to take an example of boiling point. Boiling point. Now, normally, the boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius at atmospheric pressure. Now, if I take 1 kg of water here, 1 kg of water I am taking it, whose boiling point is 100 degrees Celsius. Remember, the boiling point is not constant. It changes according to the pressure. So always you should say that the boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius at atmospheric pressure. Now, this is 1 kg indicates the mass of this water. Now, if I reduce the mass, if I remove half of the water, the mass will become now 0.5 kg. But the boiling point is not going to change. The boiling point will remain 100 degrees Celsius only. Means what we understand from this, the boiling point is not depending on the mass, and mass is nothing but the amount of matter. Indirectly, the boiling point is not depending on the amount of matter present in a system. That's why boiling point is an intensive property. The next is freezing point. Same as a boiling point, water freezes at 0 degrees Celsius. If you take 1 kg of water, the freezing point remain same, and even if you take half kg of water, the freezing point is not going to change. Next is what? Color. Right? Color is one more intensive property which is not depending on the what? Amount of matter. Now, if I take one piece of a chalk, right, which is white in color, maybe its weight may be 50 grams. Now, if I cut it into two pieces, and each piece will have now weight of 25 grams or mass of 25 grams. Even if I have split it into two things, but it is not changed its color. Means color is not depending on the amount of matter. Next is what? Temperature. Consider I have 1 kg of water again, right? I have 1 kg of water, right, whose temperature is now say 90 degree Celsius. Now if I remove half of it, temperature of this water is not going to change. I am reducing the mass, means I am reducing the matter, but temperature is not altering, means temperature is independent on the amount of mass or amount of matter present in a system. Similarly, pressure and density. I would like to discuss this pressure and density afterwards. Now I would like to take what is extensive property. Now extensive properties are those properties which are dependent of the, or you can say dependent on the, right, dependent on the amount of matter present in a system. What it means? Now if I take a container where 1 kg of sugar is there, right? I am taking 1 kg of sugar in a particular container. Now 1 kg is the mass of that sugar. Now if I reduce that to half, means now I will remove half of the sugar and the mass will become 0.5 kg. If you observe this, I am removing the matter which is in the form of solid, I am reducing it to half. When I reduce it to half, the mass of the system is changing, and that's why the mass is depending on the amount of matter, and we say that mass is an extensive property. Similarly, we can define other properties like area. Area is what? Every shape or every container possesses what? Area, and that area has, now for example, this is a container, that area may be having some mass. Now I have drawn this volume. This is what the area, you can say this is base, this is height. So area is what? Base into height. Similarly, I would like to take one more example, that is volume also. So volume is what? This is length. Base into height into length is called as volume. These two parameters, area and volume, depending on the amount of matter present in this container. If we increase the amount of matter, definitely we require different area and we require different volume. That's why area and volume are extensive properties. Next, one more is weight. Weight is also an extensive property because weight is depending on the mass. If mass is changing, means weight is also changing. Next is heat capacity. Every body possesses a capacity to store the heat or absorb the heat. More the mass, more the ability to store. So heat capacity also comes under the category of extensive properties. So remember that intensive properties are those properties which are independent. See how you should remember: intensive, independent. So both the words are starting with IN. So intensive, independent. So intensive properties are those properties which are depending on the amount of matter present in a, which are independent on the amount of matter present in a system, whereas extensive properties are those properties which are depending on the amount of matter present in a system. Now let us begin with the next two properties, that is density and pressure. Now density is denoted by the rho, RHO, and mathematically it's a ratio of mass to the volume, right? Now what density signifies? Density signifies the compactness of a particular object. It is the amount of matter present in a particular volume, that is density, right? Now for example, the density of water is 1000 kg per meter cube. When we talk about density, we talk about 1 meter cube of volume. Now if I take 1 meter cube of volume, what is 1 meter cube means? This is a container, right, whose this is 1 meter, length is 1 meter and height is 1 meter. Such type of volume is called as 1 meter cube. Now if I take water, then 1000 kg of water has the ability to occupy 1 meter cube of volume, and that is the density of what? Water. Now how the density becomes intensive property. If you see here, mass is related to the density, or you can say the density is related to mass. Since mass is an extensive property, you may think that density also an extensive property, but it is not like that. Mass is an extensive property, correct, and density, this volume is an also extensive, and whenever you get extensive by extensive, you are going to get intensive property. Remember that whenever you have come across such type of situation where extensive by extensive is there, you will get a intensive property. What it means, see, even if I take now 100 or any kg of water, the 1000 kg of water is only going to occupy 1 meter cube of volume. So density of the water is not going to change irrespective of the amount of matter present in a system. So density is a extensive property. The next is pressure. Mathematically we define pressure as force by area. So what is pressure? Pressure is a force acting on a unit area, that is called as what? Pressure. So pressure is what? Pressure is denoted by letter P, and it is force by area. Now force comes under the category of extensive property, because force is that entity which depends on the amount of matter present in a particular object. If you have 1 kg of stone, you require different force as compared to 5 kg of stone. For example, if I want to move that stone, then I need to apply a force. So if it is 1 kg of stone, I require X amount of force. If it is 10 kg of stone, I require different force. That's why force is depending on the amount of matter. So force is an extensive property. Area is also an extensive property. So I told extensive by extensive, you will get what? Intensive property. So pressure is also an intensive property. How? I would like to take an example now of water. Right? This water, which is 1 kg, it is subjected to a atmospheric pressure of 1.013 bar. See, we are surrounded by our atmosphere. Atmosphere contains many air molecules. Those air molecules contains molecular weight. Those weights are nothing but the forces, and they fall on this water, and the water is subjected to what? Pressure. Now this 1.013 bar is the pressure acting on the water. Now if I reduce the mass to 0.5 kg, means I am removing the matter, but the force or the pressure what is acting on the water is not going to change. It will remain 1.013 bar only. Means the pressure is not depending on the amount of matter present in a particular system. So these are some of the examples of intensive and extensive properties. Very important question in your examination for 5 marks. They may ask you to explain intensive and extensive property with an example. Your answer should be like this. Intensive properties are those properties which are independent of the amount of matter present in a system. You can give any of the examples like boiling point, freezing point, color, temperature, pressure, or density. Whereas extensive properties are those properties which are dependent on the amount of matter present in a system, and you can give this example. This is what I wanted to cover in today's lecture. I would like to suggest one thing that, see, up till now we have covered at least 3 lectures. In that I have covered many contents. I want you to watch these videos continuously. If you do so, then you will get that link and you will understand the concepts thoroughly well. In my next lecture now, I will try to bring some more very interesting concepts from thermodynamics. Thank you.